blank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rock in this universe, your main man, Uncle Freezie, and welcome to the premier Knicks and the Nighttime Show, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute, man. I got some things that I want to talk to y'all about, man. Some things that kind of been on my mind a little bit. So we're gonna rock and roll with some topics, man. I know there's a lot of discourse in the Knicks community. It's a lot of discourse in the Knicks community, man. A lot of stuff people want to talk about. Tory B in the building. HRM is in the building. Yeah, man. I feel like it's a lot of discourse out here, man. For those of us that try to be mostly positive and kind of get, dragged into these barroom brawl conversations. Tonight is gonna be that night where I'm just gonna have to punch these haters in the face. You're like, for real though, like, and I've been trying to kind of like be in this thing where, let's be positive. We don't know what these guys are going to bring. It's a new season, new additions to the roster, all these things. So I want to address a lot of the stuff that I've been hearing on the Knicks at Night podcast, like people in the comment section. So if you one of my positive people, like that really like the direction of the team, I think this show is going to be for you in an unconventional way, right? And if you want to like the haters, and you want your time to vent, you want your voice to be heard, this is the show for you too, right? Here's the thing though. Hey, if you walk away from this conversation a little scuffed up, remember it's just a conversation. And for the people like me that think Josh Hart is a Swiss Army knife and does mostly good, you might be on my side. If you're one of the people that like Mitchell Robinson, you like Deuce, you don't want to see major changes, you might just want to see, right? You might just want to see some roles moved around. This might be the show for you. Tory B, right? So, yep. Tory B says, I'm so over the negativity, folks, just used to the struggle. We have a great team. Let's see what happens. Bet. Now, I'm a little bit more, based on the way I read it, I might be a little bit more positive than Tory B. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she's negative. What I'm saying is like the negative can drain people. Like every time you turn around, somebody's saying something negative about the Knicks, right? I understand how that feels. As a host of a show, I know how that feel, right? I know how that feel, right? Brandon Williams in the building. Wiz is in the building. So what my approach to tonight's show, though, is to address everybody's stance head on. Establish what we all think and what we all think the answers are, right? Knicks at 26 is in the building. Wiz in the building. Salute. So I'm gonna address a lot of stuff head on, right? And instead of it being shade, like instead of it being shade, right? Yeah, I'm gonna just address a lot of this stuff head on, right? That way we all know what's out there, like what we facing. T. Smith is in the building. Salute. Troy B says, if we keep tweaking, we're gonna lose that chemistry we spent a whole year building. It's time to stop and let the chips fall where they may. That's interesting. That's interesting that you say it like that. It's interesting that you say it like that. So my stance in life is that I believe that there are a lot of smart people out here. What Tory B said is very, very, very smart. I don't know if I've heard it in this context though. And truthfully, every statement, like every statement doesn't, you know what I'm saying, call for a response. Some statements speak for themselves. I think this is one. I just think, you know, for me, it kind of put me back a little bit as it sounds like you're super confident where we are. Like in Tory B's statement, and I don't want to put words in Tory B mouth, right? But it sounds as if Tory B is saying that the Knicks already have what it takes to win a championship. Like legit, if we fast forward, the Knicks will be the champs. This time, it sounds like what Tory B is saying is if you fast forward to this time next year, the Knicks will be the NBA champs or somewhere close to it. With this statement on the screen, it sounds like Tory B is saying, if don't over tinker, because right now the Knicks this time next year should be the NBA champs, or if they're not the NBA champs, they probably lost a close series, maybe lost in Game 6, Game 7 of the NBA Finals, right? That's what it sounds like. Now, I don't want to put words in her mouth. You already know Tory B can talk. She's been on the show before. She already know how to handle stuff. But to me, this is probably one of the I'll put a star by it. I'll put a star by. That's for the star by it is for me to go back to it. This right here is like one of those, the joint on the screen is like one of those content creator statements, like how you think about something for a few hours and then you build a show around it. I don't know how Tory B feel about that. That's the way that I take it. I think this probably needs some explaining, like a deep dive into this statement here. Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Salute. Just Knicks is in the building. Salute. Yeah, this right here is to me, this is like one of those statements that one of those ideas content creators will have, and they prepare a whole show around it. So Tory B says, I think we do. We saw flashes of of it last year. We didn't need a major overhaul. Okay. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Yo, I lost my train of thought on that. When thank you, Tori B, for disrupting the show. Yeah, thank you, Tori B, for disrupting the show with a smart comment. Salute, yeah, salute. But so I have some man. So I went rapid fire on the topics, right? Because I keep a book. I keep a book right here. Like every time I have a thought, I just jot down my thought and just build on it and ask myself, is this worth talking about with another person? Like, is this something worth talking about? Like with me, I never ever like run out of content. Like I always have something to ask y'all to speak about. And it's just because the Knicks to me are interesting. Right? The Knicks to me are just interesting. Like, you know, they're always on my mind. Always. Right? So I have, let me change the frame here. Where is Knicks freestyle? Okay. Not that one. Not that one. This one? Not that one. This one? This one. All right. So which one do I want to start with first? All right. So I kind of want to address some of the topics that are going around in Knicks universe from content creators, Knicks fans in the know, Knicks fans in general, the chat. And so I grabbed a bunch of questions that I saw from Knicks fans and just want to put this thing out here on the screen and talk about it with y'all to get y'all thoughts on it. Now, the thing is just keep in context, keep in mind, this is stuff that I grabbed from people that ask me questions through telephone calls, through text messages, through the chat, through social media, through DMs, through whatever, right? So one of the things that has Knicks fans in a rocky boat type scenario where they don't know, because this is the first time the Knicks have been in this type of situation. So the situation is unclear. What they're asking is this: is Leon Rose, is the front office setting Mike Brown up to fail with all these Exhibit 10, Exhibit 9 contracts, two-way contracts, or is this a new and inventive way of roster building when you have limited assets? Right? Is what Leon Rose and his front office doing setting Mike Brown up to fail, or is this a new way to build the roster with smart and inventive ways? Because the situation that the Knicks is in is a brand new situation, right? The Knicks are championship contenders, right? They have guys locked up long term, right? They don't have many draft picks or things or cap space to bring in more guys. So in this situation, are they attempting to try a new path of roster and depth building? Clearly, Knicks fans think, and I think so too, right? instead of thinking about, for the first summer in a million summers, Knicks fans aren't thinking about specifically about a home run trade for a savior. Most Knicks fans are thinking about how you backfill the back of the roster to help your core four achieve that goal of winning a championship. Like, for the first time in a million summers, Knicks fans aren't thinking about what a trade scenario for Luka Doncic is going to look like. For the first summer in a million summers, Knicks fans aren't thinking about what a Anthony Edwards trade would look like. Knicks fans are in a brand new space, a new way of thinking, right? About how do we fill out the back end of the roster and do it in a way that actually helps this team be healthy and sharp come April, May, and June. In previous years, and y'all know this, y'all are a part of the fan base, y'all know this, right? This summer, the biggest talk for the most part was, when are the Knicks going to sign Ben Simmons? It was not, when are the Knicks going to trade for Anthony Edwards? And that means something. That means something. That means we've gone from one way of thinking to a new way of thinking as a fan base and maybe as an organization. The Knicks are not, and I mean overall, I mean owner, executives, coaches, players, support, and fan base are not thinking about the home run trade for a savior that's going to help the Knicks get to win a championship. That's not the thinking right now. The thinking right now is, how do we develop Dink Pate long term? Right? Where's James Najee going to be? Are we going to trade Pacom Dadier? Right? Are we going to trade Deuce for such like minor stuff? It's not major stuff. And quite frankly, this is unbroken ground for the owner, executives, coaches, support, players, and fans. This is unbroken terrain. And so when Knicks fans ask, is Leon Rose in the front office setting Mike Brown up with these Exhibit 9 and 10 deals and two-way contracts, right? Or is this a smart way to build your roster going forward? I understand why people ask that question. They ask the question because this is unfamiliar territory to us. I think the Knicks are right. I think the last time I saw it, I think the Vegas had the Knicks as the fourth best odds to win the NBA title. I think Vegas had the Knicks as the fourth best odds to win an NBA title. Right? Fourth best odds. Knicks fans think we have the maybe second or third best odds, maybe second best odds. However you feel about our odds, that's okay. I don't care what the odds say. I want the Knicks to win a championship. So as far as the odds go, I don't care. I desperately want the Knicks to win a championship. One of the other questions I get faced with often, and even when I sneak in the bushes and watch other people's shows, I think there are a group of Knicks fans that would rather the Knicks lock in proven vets for the bench as opposed to taking a gamble on Tyler Kolek, Pacom Dadier, Ariel Hookporty, and others. Now, in my mind, I always feel like that's setting your franchise up for failure. Just Nick says, I feel you. I feel you. Right? Like I feel you on the Just Nick. I feel you on this. Right? My thing is, if you go all in with vets and you don't win a chip, the years after you make your title run and don't win a chip are going to be like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, where people are fighting for water. you feel me? Like, it's like legit. It's like one of those doomsday scenario where if you don't win a chip all the years after that, you're going to have Kadeem Allen playing point guard for you. You're going to have an 8-year stretch of Kadeem Allen and Enes Kanter. Right. So while I do understand where just Knicks comes from, right, is coming from, I don't necessarily. I feel uncomfortable thinking about a future that's desolate. Rich boy in the building, the son of the legend Kerry Cox is in the building. I don't want to think about a future that's desolate, right? With Frank Ntilikina playing point guard for the Knicks. I don't know if I'm comfortable thinking about what happens after, right? That's the part of it. That's the part of it that makes me feel uncomfortable. Now is your sentiment right? Like the sentiment that you're like, no, just go for it. Push all the chips in the middle of the table. Just go for it, man. Go for it. I feel you on that. I feel you. And yep, and Justin says it's championship and exactly. I'm with you. I'm now that part. I'm with you on it. I'm with you on it. I'm with you on it. Right. The only thing is when you go all in, if you're still missing a piece, then you look like the Knicks tape era. Like when you go all in and then you don't have any roster flexibility, it looks like the Knicks tape era. Where you have all the pieces except one. And that one piece that's glaring is going to be the thing that stops Carmelo Anthony from winning a chip. Nixon 26 says, would you take a title in 26 if it meant going into a 30-year playoff drop? You're asking me, would I sacrifice my kid's future for my present? Nixon 26 is asking me, would I sacrifice my kid's future for my present? Hell yeah! Hell yeah! What kind of question is that? I thought you was gonna ask me something hard. Nixon 26, I thought you was gonna ask me something difficult. I thought you was gonna ask me something difficult. Right. I thought you was gonna ask me something difficult, right? So here's a question on the screen. It's the third question, the third pointed question. Just want to yeah, so this is one of the things that I get in private messages, and I think this really concerns y'all, right? Does Jalen Brunson have enough around him to make a real finals push, or are the Knicks wasting his prime? This really concerns a lot of Knicks fans. This really concerns a lot of Knicks fans. Um, Chat, tell me what y'all think about this question, right? Does Jalen Brunson have enough around him to make a real finals push, or are they wasting Jalen Brunson's prime? This is a question I get often, and I really don't have the answer to it. And so I want y'all to help me with it. And don't think that I don't know anything just because I don't have all the answers. Like, no one person is gonna have all the answers, right? I sit around, I watch Knicks content, and people claim to have all the answers, and at times they sound foolish, right? If we just keep it in the stack, not everybody. I'm just saying, like, sometimes we have these moments of weakness where we feel like we have to have all the answers. Sometimes we just not gonna have all the answers. And that's the reason why, one of the reasons why we have a chat. Smart people in the chat can answer and help the whole community get to a place. I don't have all the answers. I'm not gonna pretend like I have all the answers. But what I will do is study and research. And what I don't have answers to, I just keep it a stack. Like, man, I don't know. Because if we ask, does Jalen Brunson have enough, right? Does Jalen Brunson have enough to make a real finals push? Are we saying, is the coach good enough? Is the organization, the executives smart enough? Is the roster deep enough? Is the system a right fit? Does the fan base support it? Does the style of play match the way that the NBA is refereeing games? Nick Yak in the building. And hey, Nick Yak, I'm gonna put the score to that game in the chat, and you better not laugh at me either. Right? I'm gonna put the score to that game in the chat, and you better not laugh at me either. I'm a Bears fan through and through, bro. I've been a Bears fan since 1980. Since about 1980, I've been a Bears fan. That's what I think the score is going to be tomorrow, Nick Yak. And you better not laugh at me and call me a fake Bears fan either. I'm realistic. You know I'm realistic, bro. You know I'm realistic. You know what I'm saying? You know I ain't going to shoot nobody to gas. But the question on the floor is, does Jalen Brunson have enough around him to make a finals push? Now, on the surface, when people ask this question, I'm like, what does enough mean? Is Mike Brown's coaching staff sharp enough? Is the Knicks roster going to be, yep, Tory B, yep, exactly, yep. When fans say enough, are you saying, does the front office have enough assets to pull off the deal that makes sense, right? Does the system, does the style of basketball the Knicks play match how the NBA refs are refereeing games? Hey, and Nick, thank you for that very, very smart comment, man. And listen, I appreciate all the comments. Sometimes there are comments out there that are smart and thoughtful at the same time. And so I try to grab as many of those as I can. I can't grab them all and put them on the screen, right? Because I'll just be sitting here reading chats, right? But when it comes to like the word enough, like are you referring to on court talent? Are we referring to reserves? Are we referring to a certain type of overpowering play? Like for instance, do the Knicks have enough 3-point shooting? Do the Knicks have enough rebounding? Right? Do the Knicks have enough wing depth, guard depth, big man depth? Do the Knicks have a health a health staff, a medical staff that can keep guys healthy, right? So when we say enough, right? When we say enough, like what are we referring to? Like what's the thing? Yeah, you remember? Yep, yep. Let's go Bears. Yeah. Cardiac Knicks is in the building. Prezi, what's good? Prezi says, wake me up on October 22nd. I'm tired. Yep. Stop tinkering. Can we maintain some form of chemistry with continuity? Let's trade everyone for Bigfoot or something. That is what Tory B said earlier. And Tory B. So now you see, like when I pointed out your comment, now you see that I wasn't shooting the gas. Like others indeed think the same thing, even though they may phrase it a different way. Right. Kerry Cox said, I did like Vince McMahon. Yeah. Mr. McMahon played quarterback for the Bears. Yeah, Mr. McMahon played quarterback for the Bears, bro. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so y'all, when it comes to does Brunson have enough? What I'm gonna ask is this question. I'm gonna ask y'all this. Does it have to be just Jalen Brunson? Doesn't have to be just Jalen Brunson alone. Is this Jalen Brunson's team, or do the Knicks have a bunch of guys that you would consider 1A type players also? I think he played 8 years. I think he played 8 years. There are, I don't know if y'all see him in the chat, but there is a cat hive. I don't know what do you call a cat hive? What do you call it? I'm gonna ask Google. Google, what do you call a hive of cats? A litter, a kindle, a clouder of cats. I never heard that before. I never heard the word clouder before in that context. A litter, a bundle. So there is a cat litter, right? So there is a cat litter out here that thinks that Karl-Anthony Towns is actually the better player than Brunson. right? So, there are some. Now, I'm not in that group, but I respect it. Right? I'm still warming up to the idea that Julius Randle is gone. And I know that it's been a year. And I'm not hating on Cat or James Najee, right? I'm not hating on Cat or James Najee or the front office for trading Julius Randle, who I liked, right? Y'all know Dante DiVincenzo was my favorite Knick before the trade, right? Or Randall was probably my favorite Knick, and Dante was my second favorite Knick, and they both get traded in the same trade. Kerry, that's what we call them, the Friskies. We call them the Friskies. That's what we call them. There is a hive of Knicks fans that really, really, really think Karl-Anthony Towns is not only the best player on the Knicks, but possibly the best player, one of the best players in the Eastern Conference. Somebody told me that Cat is the best player in the Eastern Conference. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Yo, YZ in the building. Salute. Y is in the building. Salute. Shout out to Brownsville. Yo. All right, I'm a star. I'm gonna put a star by this. I'm gonna put a star by this just because it make us laugh. Like I'm just gonna call him the Meow Mix. The Meow Mix thinks Cat is not only the best player on the Knicks, but probably the best player in the Eastern Conference. If that's what they think, man, I don't care, right? Like I'm not gonna try to get people to fall out of love with something that they love. I don't care, right? I mean, I love Julius Randle, and I know he was a flawed player, but I just like them for a lot of reasons. Right? But the question that they ask is, why aren't we using Karl-Anthony Towns to the best of his ability? And they should either be 1A and 1AA, or Brunson should give up the ball more and allow others to get involved. And then that way you'll see the greatness of Karl-Anthony Towns, because Karl-Anthony Towns doesn't get to touch the ball as much because, in the words of some, Jalen Brunson, dribble, 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 dribble. Now, I'm one of the ones that said dribble, 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 dribble. And that part is true. Now, in terms of selfish, I don't think he's that. I just think he's, that, right? All right. And Torby, right. This is what I'm saying. But the thing is, I just want to address the questions and statements in Knicks universe head on, so that everybody will legitimately have their say heard. Is Cat the missing piece? I'm gonna say this. He damn sure better be, because for the money we're paying Cat and the stuff that we gave up to get him, if he's our fourth best player, we got to go get somebody else. Karl-Anthony Towns absolutely has to be the best player on the Knicks every night because of the money that we're paying him, or very close to the best Knick on the floor every night, right? Cat has to be, without a doubt, the best player on the floor every night for the Knicks, or very close to being that player. Right? He's no player, not even Jalen Brunson is going to be the best Knick every night. Right? Jalen Brunson is not going to be the best Knick every night. Right? But we're going to need Cat and Brunson to be the best players on it because they have the most upside, the most potential. Hey, Torby, I already know the defense is going to get better. I've spoken about that already. But scheme is how this gets better. I think Tom Thibodeau was moving furniture in a Ferrari. That's what I think. But and Nick Yak says Brunson was first or second in ISO points and ISO percentage, and Tibbs used it. He wasn't playing hero; he was playing team fleet. Yeah. No, I get it. I get that. I get that. I get that. Yep, I got you. Yeah. I know. I know. I got you. I got you. What I'm saying is the thing with Cat nowadays, in an era where mismatches win, Karl-Anthony Towns is the ultimate mismatch. You can't guard him with another center. You can't guard him with Wemby. You can't even guard him with Rudy Gobert. The Cat legitimately is unguardable. Where Cat's problem lies is at times he looks like a doofus. And I like Cat. I appreciate his talent. But sometimes, like the ticky-tack fouls on the perimeter, like y'all, like when Cat is on the perimeter and he'll reach and dig at a guy going by, you like, Cat, you leave that for bench players to do because they have fouls they can throw away when you're the starting center, right? When you're the starting center, you don't have fouls to throw away. You can't waste fouls when you're Cat. All your fouls have to be premium, right? Like you can't get ticky-tack fouls on the perimeter and things of that sort. Justo is in the building. Yo, nobody in Knicks universe is more passionate than my man Justo. I don't care what nobody say. Yo. I don't care what nobody say. Yo, we was on playback TV one night, and Justo, he didn't have a meltdown, but you could tell, like, my soul was hurt, but Justo was more hurt than me. And I was like, yo, that's what you call a real Knicks fan right there. All right, that's what you call a real Knicks fan right there. Yeah, yep, this is what I'm talking about. Like, why are you throwing away fouls, man? If he by you, chase him down and try to get the block. Don't try to get a steal, on-ball steal from a 7. Nah, man, come on. Prezi, I see you. And Wise said, and me and Wise gonna always disagree on this. Wise says Cat has a slow defensive mind and his feet just follow it. And we always gonna disagree with this because honestly, in my heart, and if I'm wrong, I'll apologize to that man. I'll apologize to Cat if this is the case, right? But I just think he don't care. I don't think he's slow. How you slow on defense, but you fast on the offensive end? I just think he don't care. I just don't think that man don't care about defense like that. Like, that's not ingrained in his head. That, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think he care about defense, and no disrespect to that, but Cat's archetype of player is not designed for that. Y'all, Cat's archetype of player, think about what archetype he is. He is a skilled offensive rebounding machine that shoots threes. And we ask him to not only be skilled with the passing and the dribbling and the touch around the rim and the three-point shooting and the rebounding, we're also asking him to be a defender. His skill package alone is 8 times more than Mitchell Robinson, our other big. But the thing Mitch does is Mitch cares about defense. And Mitch defensively is just as good as Cat is offensively. Like, in my mind, Mitchell Robinson defensively is just as good or better than Cat is offensively, right? The only difference is Mitch gets gimmies and he won't take them. That's it. Now, and I know it sounds like I'm bashing Cat. I'm not. I'm actually a fan of him. I actually like Cat. Hey, Tori B says Cat is the vice president of the Players Association. He's a lot of things, but that man doesn't lack intelligence. Yeah, no, I'm not saying. No, no, that's not what I'm saying. Oh, you responding to somebody. You must be responding to somebody in the chat. My bad. Okay. All right. Right. So, okay, you must be, because my thing is, I don't think he's slow physically. I don't think he's dumb. I think he's a very smart player. I think he's a very smart person. In my opinion, I think it's hard for offense. It's like the Jalen Brunson thing. Like, Jalen Brunson is a super skilled offensive player, right? And traditionally, the position he plays is a defensive position. The name of Jalen Brunson's position is point guard. That means you guard the point of attack. Jalen Brunson's legitimately the title, Jalen Brunson's job description is point guard. That means he guards the point of attack, but he doesn't, because he's an offensive weapon, and so we use him in a different way. There's no harm in that, right? There's no harm in that, and that's no knock on Brunson or Cat or whatever it is for the conversation. What I'm saying is when it comes to Karl-Anthony Towns, I don't think he cares enough about defense because he cares so much about offense, if that makes sense. He cares so much about offense that he really doesn't invest in defense like that, like emotionally invest in defense. Defense is that thing you do until you get the ball back for him. Defense is that thing that we do until we get to attack offensively. And Prezi says, "Oh my God, Cat gets no foul calls to his head. Oh, you're not gonna get a count. Yep. Clothesline. Yep. But you know what? Though? Hey, Prezi, I'll say this. Hey, you see the man on the screen? You see the man? You see the man on the screen with the glasses and the bald head? He a rage monster, right? If Karl-Anthony Towns gets clotheslined at the rim, legit, you will not play another second of basketball until Mike Brown gets his way, bro. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. Legitimately, you will not play another second of basketball if any Knicks player gets done unjust. Mike Brown is gonna take you ain't playing on basketball. Mike Brown will take the basketball and put it in his pocket before you bro. You not playing no more basketball until Mike Brown get his way, bro. That's one of the things that I disliked about Tibbs. Jalen Brunson to go to the hole and get accosted, and Tibbs will be saying, play through it. Come on, you got to play through it. All right. So one other thing on this screen, I got like 15 other things, man. Do y'all trust Mike Brown to handle rotations better than other coaches? Or do you think these recycled coaches all are accustomed to coaching the same way? Or are all these recycled coaches the same coach? Do y'all think Mike Brown is any different than Tom Thibodeau? Sherwin says Mike Brown will not last the season. We don't have his play. Wow. Juan says same coach, different voice. Wow. Wow. Tori B says he did. Right. This is the thing. This is one of the topics. This is what I wanted to talk about, because this is what I'm asked frequently. And so instead of me answering this over and over and over and over and over, right? Brandon Williams says this fan base lacks confidence. Yeah. I agree. I agree with you on that. Where is the one I want to? I'm gonna save these for last, right? But this is one of my thoughts. So with all the my bad, y'all. I had to yeah. No, I'm good. Hey, Brandon, no, I'm good, man. I'm here. But so with all the two ways and exhibit contracts, the Knicks are clearly trying to deepen the roster and develop talent beyond just starters and core rotations. How will Brown balance winning now with giving run to lesser known guys? Will he trust two ways more than Tom Thibodeau did? Hold on, let me get right back to you. Oh, ain't that there?
I wasn't sure.
So, do y'all think Mike Brown and his staff, right? This is Mike Brown and his staff, not just Mike Brown. Do you think they will be able to get the roster to the playoffs healthy at the same time develop lesser known guys like Tosan? Will they be able to develop the young wing player Tosan? I'll give it right back. Hold on. Tell me what y'all think, man. And while we think about this, somebody hit me up. I don't know what their credentials are and all that stuff. It's just somebody that will DM me occasionally. Somebody hit me up. I don't know if I can trust them or not. I'll just go ahead and finally at least say something because they've been DMing me for like a month and a half. I mean, I'm sorry, a year and a half. Sometimes what the fan base says and does really impacts these Knicks players, right? Like sometimes our keeping it real really impacts real human beings. Right. The message that I keep getting is the reason why there is a slight disconnect with Knicks players and fans and such is because there is a segment of the fan base that just no matter what you do, you can't please them. Right? There's a segment of the fan base that no matter what the Knicks do, you can't please them. And so instead of the Knicks players showing love back, right, they do this weird dance that they do. They love us from a distance, basically. Corey Lee in the building, salute. Lee says peace and salute. Shout out, man, and the yeah, man. Yeah, man. I just wanted to throw that out there about, and I've been hearing this from this one person for like, yo, I promise you, Uncle Freezie, man, yo, the Knicks have a sense of what the fan base want. And yo, sometimes that negativity, and I'm like, bro, I can't control New Yorkers, bro. It's New York. Yo, man, come on, man. I'm saying that to say, I guess I said all of that to say, the franchise does have an eye on have an eye on the fan base and what the fan base is thinking. I'm not saying that they watch every one of my shows or our shows and things like that, but at the same time, when you give the fans a voice, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get a mixed bag. And sometimes the negative is gonna outweigh the positive. Right? That's just a part of it. And so while we can say that we're not negative, that we're just positive, but we just think differently, I understand that. But it's not about how we feel, it's about how people receive our messages. Because think about if you're Mitchell Robinson, and every channel you watch, somebody is saying, man, trade Mitch, trade Mitch, trade Mitch, right? But there are a million Mitch fans out there, right? You're not going to really focus on what the million Knicks, all the million supporters are going to say. You're going to focus on kind of like, why they keep talking about trading Mitch. He only make $13 million. He make less than Josh Hart. He makes a fourth of what Cat makes. Why are you going to try to trade? Why we always trade Mitch when he makes 1/4 of what Mitchell Robinson makes? I mean, what Karl-Anthony Towns makes. And is elite at a certain thing. And while it may make sense in a lot of our minds to do whatever it is that we're saying, when you're talking about that person, we got to think about how that'll impact that person. Now, I get it. To play sports in New York, to live in New York, you got to be a different type. You got to have thick skin. You gotta have thick skin, right? I get that part of it. As a content creator, I get that part. I get criticized. Y'all think y'all get hate? Y'all think y'all think y'all get hate? Hey. But here's the thing. Just getting back on topic. Like with the organization adding like 2-ways and exhibit contracts, I think it's their way. I think it's their way of having open competition, right? Let the best man win. I think it's their way to do that. Let the best man win. Bring in all these people, right? Bring in all these people, man. Let the best man win in camp. And then the best 15 guys. Yo, you in Norcross? Okay. Lee, Lee, you see that? Corey Lee, you see that? Yuri, salute. So when it comes to how will Brown balance winning with developing lesser known guys, I think it's easy. I think it's Mike Brown is going to focus on winning every game, and he's going to trust his development staff to develop young players. I think it's going to be a hierarchy, like a meritocracy. Like you won't play until you prove that you can play, but it's going to be fair. FAIR, fair. That's not the one. This is the one. Okay. All right. So with training camp starting, the Exhibit 9, Exhibit 10 contracts, the 2-ways, the guys with the rights, all of that. Who is gonna stick with the Knicks? Who is gonna earn their way onto the roster? That should be easy, right? That should be easy. Mike Brown is a veteran coach. He knows what he's looking for. We don't know what Mike Brown is looking for, but Mike Brown knows what he's looking for. Mike Brown knows what he's looking for, and Yeah, yeah. We gonna do that, man. I need some time. Hey, Lee, we gonna do that sometime in October, bro. Hey, we gonna do that sometime in October. I gotta get my money right though. I just spent a bunch of money on home improvement stuff, on flip stuff. So when I get when I get my when, when I get the FLOW right, then we'll definitely do that. Yeah, hey, for sure, for sure, for sure. I'm gonna try to. It depends on if it's on a weekend or not. Now, if it's on a weekday, I can't. If it's on a weekday, I can't. I ain't gonna lie to you. Right? It's just too far. You know what I'm saying? That'd be like 9 hours of driving for me during a weekday, and then having to be at work is just impossible. But who's gonna stick? The last thing I want to talk to y'all about, man, is who's gonna stick. I'm trying to get a sense of who you guys think. Y'all think Malcolm Brogdon is gonna make the Knicks team? Yeah. What about Matt Ryan, Garrison Matthews, Landry Shamet? Tell me what y'all think, man. I'm interested. I'm very interested in this. Nick P in the building. Yeah, this is yep. Hey, this is why I asked you. I'm glad somebody said this. I'm glad somebody mentioned that. And Nikki, I know I saw the comments on the other joint. Um I don't think I think he's on an exhibit 10 contract, which means he doesn't have a roster spot. So if he don't make it, we can't trade him. For some reason, I think the Knicks want to keep Landry Shamet and Malcolm Brogdon and Alex Len. I think Alex Len is the sleeper. I think the Knicks really want to keep Alex Len. I would be surprised if Alex Len is not around somehow. Yeah. Guys, we can't move Shamet. Shamet's on an Exhibit 9 contract. We can't. He's only like he doesn't have an official roster spot yet. It's Exhibit 9. And what Exhibit 9, Exhibit 10 contract is a training camp contract for the sake of pay and insurance and benefits and things of that sort. So he just getting like it's like he's on the Knicks now, but he's got to make the roster. We can't move him. I don't know. Nick X says, how is Shamit getting playing time So why are we trading a rookie for Shamet to sit the bench? I don't know. That means right. That means because if Shamet's not getting playing time, that means that rookie young guy's not getting playing time either. That's why the Exhibit 10 contracts, the Exhibit 9 contracts are kind of odd in that you have them signed so they can't go nowhere. So you got them locked up for now. But when cut down day comes, then you may be some of these guys. I would keep Brogdon, and I think I said this on another show, right? I'm gonna put this up so we can wrap a little bit, but in my mind, the only 3 veterans that I'm adding to the roster, and I'm sorry for the Landry Shamet fans out there, I'm adding Malcolm Brogdon, Alex Len, and Al Horford. And I know Al Horford is not associated with the Knicks right now. I know this. I know this. I know this. I know you ain't got to tell me Al Horford didn't. I know that. I'm saying in Uncle Freezie's dream scenario, you bring in Al Horford for Karl-Anthony Towns. You bring in Alex Len for Mitch. You bring in Malcolm Brogdon for Jalen Brunson, Jordan Clarkson, right? Bring in those 3 guys. Now, all the other guys, I understand we need 3-point shooting, right? I understand that we need 3-point shooting, right? Brogdon and Al Horford help you with that from different points of view. No, Yuri. Now he hadn't signed with. I don't think it's official. I think they were interested. I think the Warriors were interested in Horford. I don't know if it's official. I hadn't seen. You know what? I'll look right now. Okay. Al Horford signing has dealt Warriors a major free agency complication. Golden State pinpointed Al Horford as their okay. All right. So this is from September 19th. All right, and did Al Horford sign or not? Okay. Well, let's say this: if he signed, he signed. Right. If Al Horford is signed, then there's nothing we can do. Nick X says Brogdon is here for only 1 year, and we are trading Kolek to keep Shamet another 2 guards. Right. T. Williams says Alex Len is enough. Nah, man. Hey, man. I feel you. I know the Knicks fan base is super confident since we made the Eastern Conference Finals. I think we're now that we're in championship contention and we can kind of be selective about who we bring in. Nah, bro. Nah, we ain't there yet. Well, we could like turn up our nose at Alex Len, bro. Well, I don't think we there. I don't think we're at that point where we can turn down I don't think we're quite there. So, and Nicky X says we can't afford Al Horford. Maybe not. It would be nice though. In my opinion, it'd have been nice to have Al Horford and Cat together. So, Hey y'all, so give me y'all thoughts, man. I got like 3 or 4 more minutes before we got about 3 or 4 more minutes. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me what's the most pressing thing of all the stuff that we discussed. Tell me what y'all thinking. Juan says, remember Randall and Dante got traded the day before media day last year. It could have possibly. You talking about bringing back Randall and Dante? Hey, I'm still waiting. Yo, free Randall and Dante. So I appreciate y'all allowing me the chance to do the rundown. I had like mad different slides up here, some stuff that I kind of wanted to get to. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, man. It's like mad different thoughts. Look at that. Look at all these thoughts, y'all. Look at all these thoughts and stuff from like questions, man, y'all been having and all of that, man. That's a lot of stuff, man. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 10 different thoughts y'all been hitting me with consistently, right? So I want to say thank you to everybody coming through, hanging out with me, man. I'm gonna get out of here and wrap up. Probably get something to eat, some late night food Saturday night, and probably just hang out a little bit, man. Thank y'all for coming through. Peace, everybody.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.